Hey, Miss Walker, can you hear me okay? Miss Walker, can you hear me?
Yeah, Chief, we can hear you.
Okay. I mean, I just want to make sure it was clear because
Yeah,
these.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Fairmount Heights Town Meeting. Today is Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. It's officially 7:30. I would like to call this meeting to order. If you could stand in your homes and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
Which
for
stands
one
one
nation,
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 God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with
liberty.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Before I go down the agenda, I just would like to say, we are virtual tonight because of the severe thunderstorms that were, expected this evening. I didn't want my staff to be driving in that weather. So let's move down the agenda to meeting rules. If anyone doing public comment would like to speak, uh, we'll allow you 3 minutes. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Mayor Stewart,
Present.
Vice Chairman St. John,
Present.
Councilmember Waiters,
Present.
Councilmember Oscar.
Oh, no.
I haven't received anything, so mark him as unexcused until he joins the meeting. All right, Madam Clerk, can you scroll down so we can see the agenda? All right, council, please review the agenda to see if there are any amendments that need to be made. You can scroll back up, please.
Mayor, while you're doing this, my camera is on, but for some reason, I don't think it's actually showing that it's on.
We can see you.
No, we can see you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Because on my side, I just see my picture. Okay, just want to make sure I didn't want to be rude. Thank
All
you.
right. Are there any changes or amendments to the agenda?
None noticeable.
Actually, it looks good.
Okay. All right, I'll accept a motion to approve this agenda for tonight.
Waiter, so moved.
Second,
I second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 I thought I just saw Councilman Oscar log on.
He's in. We admitted him. He's in.
Okay. All right. So we have a presentation tonight. Unfortunately, since we're not in the building, we have to do this virtually. So I'm going to ask that, if you do not know, Councilwoman Waiters was elected, re-elected back to council on May 4th, right? May 4th, and we're going to swear her in virtually, and she will come past the town hall to sign her document. Okay. Waiters, do you have a Bible there with you?
Girl, you should know I do.
I know you are a holy, righteous one over there.
You better know Pentecostal here.
All right, so
So,
put
Miss
your
Waiters,
hand.
before you get started, Mayor, Miss Waiters, did you have any guests that were joining you tonight for your swearing in?
I did. I
Okay, do you want
did,
to
but
give
I
us
don't
their
know.
name? Because we
I
have
don't-
some people who we don't know their names, and we want to know if we should be letting them into the meeting.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Miss Walker. I don't know. I invited nieces, nephews, grands. I don't know.
Okay, so because you did invite them, you want to make sure we can do this again officially at June's meeting if you would like to do that.
Okay. Okay, should I text them and tell them they're not going to be let into the meeting?
No. They can still be let in. We just, from that
Oh,
incident that occurred
formally.
last time,
Oh,
um,
I do understand. Yes, I do.
so we're being very selective about who we let in.
I do. I do. Okay. Yes.
And let the names in that we don't know, Mayor Stewart.
I'm nervous.
Well,
Something
I'm
happens,
not.
we'll just have to shut it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if that occurs, we're going to allow the people in the waiting room to come into the meeting. It is a public forum, but however, we're trying to prevent what occurred the last time with the explicit videos. So we're going to let them in. If it occurs, we're going to drop the line and reconvene.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and let them in, Madam Clerk.
We did. I'll watch the room for you, Miss Russell, while you're taking minutes. I'll watch the room for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Councilwoman Waiters. So put your hand on the Bible and raise is it your left hand and raise your right hand, correct? And repeat after me. I state your name. Oh, you on mute.
I, Patricia Waiters,
Do swear
do swear
and
and
wait a minute
affirm
and affirm that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and that I
and that I
will be faithful
will be faithful
and bear true
and
alliance
bear true alliance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution
and support the Constitution
and laws thereof,
and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
digi- digi- uh,
blah, blah, blah,
diligently,
diligently
and faithfully,
and faithfully,
without partiality
without partiality
or prejudice,
or prejudice,
execute the office
execute the office
of council to the town of Fairmount Heights
of council to the town of Fairmount Heights,
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and the state of this law.
and the state of this law.
Ma'am, you have been officially sworn in as
Shut your
a
mouth.
re-elected council member to the town of Fairmount Heights.
Shut your mouth. AARP.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Now
Thank
that you're
you.
back to work, let's get to work. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
So, under legislation, Susan, I'm going to ask that you read the resolution for the adoption, the three resolutions. The only part you have to read, and I think Madam Clerk may have highlighted it, just into record, we had to make a couple changes on both of the charter amendments, so we need to read those into record.
Okay.
And we also need to read the full adoption of the town logo into record. Madam
Okay.
Clerk, can you pull those two documents? We'll pull the logo document up first. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna need to make that a little bit bigger if we can, please. Okay. Town of Fairmont, that's a little bit too big. I can't, okay. Town of Fairmont Heights, Resolution 03-26, a resolution for the adoption of a new town logo introduced by Mayor Akiba Stewart. Whereas the town of Fairmont Heights, Maryland was officially incorporated in 1935 and has since developed a rich history characterized by resilience, community spirit, and notable achievements. Whereas the mayor and town council recognize the importance of a visual emblem that reflects the heritage, values, and aspirations of our community, serving as a symbol of unity and pride for all residents. Whereas the proposed new town logo incorporates significant symbols that represent various phases of the town's development and history. Whereas the symbol of broken chains represents the town's commitment to freedom, overcoming adversity, and the ongoing journey towards social equity and justice. And whereas the symbol of the World War II Veterans Monument, which was erected in 1946 to honor the sacrifices made by our Fairmont Heights veterans and acknowledging the pivotal role of military service in shaping our community's legacy. And whereas the symbol of the tree of life represents the branches of family history, growth, renewal, and the interconnectedness of the residents of Fairmount Heights. And whereas the symbol of the Maryland state flag represents our state's heritage and unity, reminding us of our place within the broader tapestry of Maryland's diverse communities. Whereas the design of this logo has been developed with the input of community members, reflecting a collective vision that honors our past while looking forward to a bright future. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the town of Fairmount Heights that the new town logo, as presented, is hereby adopted as the official emblem of the town of Fairmount Heights, effective immediately. Be it further resolved that this logo shall be utilized in all town branding, signage, and communications to promote a cohesive identity that reflects our town's rich history and vibrant community spirit. Approved this 20th day of May, 2026. Roll call. Mayor Stewart,
Yay.
Councilmember Patricia Waiters,
Yes.
Councilmember Gilmore Oscar,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kamisha St. John.
Yay.
Attest, Town of Fairmount Heights, Maryland, by Mayor. I hereby certify as the town clerk of the town of Fairmount Heights, Maryland, that on the 20th day of May 2026, with 5 yeas and 0 noes and 0 no votes, the aforesaid resolution 03-26 passed. Town clerk.
All right, whenever you can stop by the town hall, please sign this document. But by a unanimous vote, it has passed. Congratulations, Ms. Russell. Can you pull up the approved logo just for people to see? Madam Clerk? And there it is. All right, thank you very much. Now can you pull up the resolution, the first one, is it CR 2601, I believe? And Susan, just for clarification, we only need you to read, come down. Madam Clerk, did you highlight the section we need Susan to read?
No, because it was printed out because I thought it was going to be signed tonight, so I didn't highlight it, but it is literally where it was switched out from city to town. And then on the second one, it was 2601 listed. It should have been 2602 for the resolution number.
All right, so scroll down to that section of this charter amendment, please.
Ms. Russell, do you want to just highlight it on your screen? Okay, this part right here. Okay, so can you just scroll up? I'm gonna read just the first part, the resolution number, then I'll go to the part you want me to read.
All right, so Joshua.
Okay. So reading into the record corrections for Charter Amendment Resolution CAR 26-01.
Can somebody mute their mic, please? Thank you.
Chief. Okay, and then can you scroll down, Miss Russell, now read the part that needs to be corrected, that was corrected. Can you highlight the part you want me to read? Okay. All right. Voters of the town and filed with the council, and whereas.
Okay. And
Appropriate representation of the residents of the town.
I
That was
think,
it for this
yeah,
one.
I think it was that all for that one. Yes.
So the two corrections for that resolution have been read into record.
Okay. And then on the second one,
So again, I'll be reading corrections. Charter Amendment Resolution CAR 26-02. Registered voters of the town and filed with the council, and whereas. Representation of the residents of the town and. Following a public hearing regarding CAR 26-02.
That's all the changes.
thank you, Susan.
You're welcome.
So now those have officially been read into record, the changes. Madam Clerk, the next steps.
It is still being displayed in the town hall. It is on the website as well. It has one more, I believe this is the last week that it goes around in the paper, and then it officially goes into effect on June 4th.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can you pull the agenda back up? All right, next agenda item is reports. Police Department Chief.
Hey, good evening, Mayor, Council, members of the public, staff. I'm gonna try to get through this. I'm a little lengthy tonight, but Ms. Russell, you have me up? on the screen?
Yes, it's up.
Okay, thank you. So before I get into the numbers for calls of service, if everyone remembers last meeting, I did give you some information on the neighborhood watch. What I'm trying to do is to get more, just engagement from the public with the police department. Didn't get many volunteers for that. However, I'm gonna try something else tonight, and I hope I get your attention with this. I want to tell you about the Prince George's County CERT program. So I'm gonna breeze through this. In 2004, under the guidance of Prince George's County Office of Homeland Security, the first community engagement, emergency response team was started in the city of Laurel, Maryland. To date, there are 7,315 adults and 1,061 teens. They have been CERT trained. The 22 basic hour CERT course is comprised of disaster preparedness, fire safety, utility control, disaster medical operations, part 1 and 2, light search and rescue operations, disaster psychology, CERT. It's just a myriad of things that they teach you for emergency management. Can you scroll down, Miss Russell? In addition to the basic CERT training courses, many volunteers have advanced training in the following areas. And what they do is they get NIMS, National Incident Management System, all of these wonderful things that you see here. You can even get an amateur radio technician class. So most of you will be like, Chief, well, what would I need an amateur radio technician class for? Anybody know what ham is? Ham radios, they're emergency radios. If we do have a natural disaster or something like that, cell towers, cell phones, things of that nature go out. These radios work. Tried and true for the past 50 years, but they do work. So moving right along, on down, Miss Russell. So the CERT team, what's your reason for telling us this, Chief? So I'm looking at the things that this CERT team trains our citizens on can help the town in an emergency. It'll get you training that you probably wouldn't have thought about taking, and to just get people more involved, to be able to help out your neighbors, to be able to help out other communities, just in a time of need. The days we just don't know what will happen next. But what I'm trying to do, you can scroll down. Go ahead, Miss Russell. So, what is your chief looking for? I'm looking for some dedicated members of our community to start a Fairmount Heights CERT team. Right now, and it wasn't in the beginning, along with the city of Laurel, you have the Fort Washington CERT team, you have the Upper Marlboro CERT team, which I helped to start back in 2018. It's a great organization. It's something that you can put on your resume, and you can also give back to your community. And the police departments, the fire departments, the community, the town of Fairmount Heights, and any other towns could use some trained, certified people. So if you're interested, I know we're not having an in-person meeting tonight. However, you can email me at chief@fairmountheightsmd.gov. You can give me your contact info, let me know that you're interested. And this goes for the neighborhood watch that I did on the last meeting. So two things that I'm asking for volunteers and members of the public to see if they want, they have some interest in, to go ahead and let me know that you're interested. We can get you this training through Prince George's County. It's 22 hours. Most of this training's done on weekends. But some of my retired folks, my seniors, there are classes that are offered during the week. So if you let me know that you're interested, I will get you the dates of training, get you set up and everything. And then once you get certified, we can come back here and start building our own CERT team with members of the community. That's all I got for that portion. Moving right down to my numbers for the month. Ms. Russell?
Chief, is there a fee for this? Or
There's
do
no
you get
fee. All of this training
paid?
is free. You
And do
don't
you
pay
get
for anything.
paid?
You
Do
don't
you
pay for
get
anything.
do you get paid as a resident if they
No.
like call you out for emergencies?
No, ma'am. This is strictly volunteer. Like we got volunteer fire departments in the county that, I've been a volunteer for 30 years. And I've never been paid by the fire department. Even though I don't do it too much anymore in my old age. But I've never been paid for that. But this is for dedicated people that just want to give back to the community.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So, um,
I have a question. I'm sorry, I had my hand raised. Sorry, sorry,
yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
Sorry, sorry. So, Chief, I raised my hand in mentioning going back up to the CERT because you mentioned Laurel, and I actually was looking up a couple of days ago the emergency management what is it? Emergency management location that they have in Laurel. Have you been there? You don't know?
I have not been to the Laurel's new incident command or emergency management center.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. It's Laurel is like they are like top notch, top shelf when it comes to this particular program.
Mm-hmm.
Laurel, I mean, a lot of folks in Laurel volunteered for this. As you can see, as I mentioned those numbers earlier, they're in the thousands. They've even got youth involved. And I think it would be a wonderful thing here in Fairmount Heights to have some of our youth involved in this program. It'll keep them busy. It'll give them some skills that they can use. And I mean, if they want to take it a step further, we might get some firefighters, police officers, or whatever out of it, as they become of age.
Yeah.
I think
So
that,
here's the reason why I asked, Chief, because
yes, ma'am.
there's a location down off of Central Avenue, the
Hmm.
original command center, emergency command center,
Hmm.
and then Laurel has one. So I've visited both.
Yes, ma'am.
What's unique about the one and I'm sharing this, I'm asking questions, but I guess I'm just sharing information with the mayor and council as well. What's unique about the command center in Laurel that I noticed was at any given time, if there is an emergency in that building, there's there's a space and towards the back where if the mayor and council, anybody would be there, if something happens, emergency happens right there, they would be able to, if they had to do 24
Right,
hour response, it accommodate is what I'm trying to say.
right,
So and then they happen to be right in the back of not too far from the conference room or the meeting space. So I'm bringing all this up because I think it would be good while we are asking people to be a part of the third team. I'm sorry. No, be a part of the third team that we would ask, we would try to visit that site as an example.
right. Well,
That's a
what
great
I can
idea.
do, just to, give you a little bit more information, and of course, I plan on doing this in steps. Council member Oscar and I, um, we're going to get together on a few things, and of course a COOP plan, the continuity of operations and planning for the government, for us is something that I definitely want to make sure that we get written, put in place, and adopted by the mayor and council. And that all falls into um, that emergency management planning for the town. Because in that coup plan, it gives the orders of succession. It gives the secondary location. If something were to happen to town hall, we had a flood or fire or something like that, where we can reconstitute the government, take what we need to that secondary location. And of course, we have firehouses that we can set up at, but yeah, with this new center that we have up off of Central, we could definitely set up shop there temporarily until but this all works into the plan. I'm just doing it in steps, but I had to start somewhere. So I wanted to get some people trained, get some members of the community involved, especially our youth. And then and this is a good way for us to, have youth and seniors in the same room together, working together hand in hand. I think that some of our seniors can teach some of these, these young folks a few things, and some of the seniors may even learn something from the young folks, technology wise. So I think it's a great thing, and I definitely want to get started with something like this. I just need some volunteers.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Chief.
ma'am.
I will.
Okay. Thank you. Miss Russell, if you can go back down to my numbers, I will not read them all off to you. However, you can take it down to the totals. So during the month of April, we had a total of 118 calls for service. Out of that 118 calls for service, 103 of those calls for service were answered and taken care of by Fairmount Heights Police Department. And Mayor, Council, that does conclude my report for the month of April. Reporting in May. Are there any questions?
No questions.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to be. Okay, thank you, Chief.
You're welcome, Mayor.
Madam Clerk, the agenda, please. The next report will be code enforcement, Mr. Pinckney.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor Stewart, council, residents, and the staff of the town of Fairmount Heights. This is my report for May the 20th, 2026. Our office, Ms. Russell, are you going to put me up, or you just want me to read it from my script? Here we go. Our office has issued 17 civil citations totaling $24,500. For building permits, we've issued 4 building permits totaling $1,068.42. We haven't issued any business licenses during this period. Rental license for this period, we've issued 1 rental license totaling $300. Vacant building registrations, we have issued 1 vacant building registration fee totaling $200. Vacant lot registration fees, for this period, we've issued 1 vacant lot registration fee totaling $600. We haven't had any stop work orders at this time. Corrective notice action. During this period, our office has issued 21 door hangers and sent out over 25 corrective notices for various code violations. On Thursday, April the 30th, 2026, the town manager and I met with Mr. Patricia Omondi of Prince George's County Redevelopment Land Agency to tour the 4.4 acres. The agency is interested in developing the town of Fairmount Heights. Wait a minute. The agency is interested in developing the town of Fairmount Heights. Okay. They have asked to be on the agenda for the P-Work session to discuss their proposal and give the mayor and council their perspective and possible use of the land. As you know, the Ebony Inn has been closed due to occupancy permit violations. On May the 13th, 2026, I spoke with our attorney concerning 2 issues that I have with 2 of our property owners in the town. Number one of our property owners has passed and has a proposed tenant utilizing the property to store unregistered, abandoned, and inoperable vehicles on the lot. Number 2, the other property owner has property that has been vacant for many years and has fallen into a state of disrepair, and the property has a lot of overgrown vegetation. When I went to court with the defendant, he stated that the property has been sold in a tax sale, and the sitting judge dismissed both cases. When I spoke with the tax assessment office, I was told that he was still the owner on record. Our office is trying to get both cases placed back on the upcoming dockets. I asked our attorney if he would be available to go with me whenever the cases come up. On May the 19th, 2026, I had the opportunity to help facilitate a meeting with the owner of 5106 Sheriff Road, the super convenience store, to discuss various code violations. In attendance was Chief Washington of the Fairmount Heights Police Department, Sergeant Winston Wilson, and Corporal Slade of the Community Engagement Unit of the Prince George's County Police Department. Inspector E. Adams and Inspector G. Baez of DPI, and Mr. Muhammad, one of the owners. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss the displeasure with the conditions of the property, trash and debris, open air drug market, the appearance of the facility, other code violations. On Wednesday, the 20th, 2026, around 11, I revisited the property, location to discover that the owner was still in violation of the county ordinance displaying or the sale of drug paraphernalia. This is just a couple of friendly reminders I just wanted to bring to the attention of the residents of the town of Fairmount Heights. Property maintenance. As a property owner or renter, it is your responsibility to maintain the upkeep of the outside of your property, which includes front and backyard porches, decks, fronts, and side areas that surround your property. Every property owner is responsible to make sure their property is free of unregistered, abandoned, stored, or inoperable vehicles, or broken furniture, mattress, etc. Grass maintenance. Homeowners and renters are required to cut grass, weeds, prune plants, pick up fallen branches, and clear debris from their properties on a regular basis. Grass and weeds over 12 inches tall are a code violation. And I had one question I wanted to bring to the council. In the work session, we discussed about cutting grass for the seniors. And I think they made the suggestion that you would only cut the grass and not doing the trimming. Being a
Mr.
code,
Pinckney,
yes, sir.
um, let's let's talk about that portion
Okay.
offline for me, okay?
Okay, very well.
That's something we'll just take care of in house.
Okay.
If you can go ahead and scroll down
Okay.
and yeah, just go ahead and yeah,
Okay.
finish. Thank you.
Please note, junk and trash has accumulated in your yard. This is a perfect place for rodents such as mice, rats, possums, groundhogs to hide. These rodents will multiply and spread throughout the neighborhood and causing damage to your property and your neighbor's property. Noise, it shall be unlawful for any person to make, continue, or cause to be made, or continue any excessive, unnecessary, unusually loud noise, or any noise with either a noise, disturb, injures, or endangers the comfort, repose, health, peace, and safety of lovers, including barking dogs. Please remember that our neighborhood is a mix in different cultures, and not everyone listens to the same music. When you play your music, have gatherings on your outside of your home, your neighbors should not be able to hear or listen to your music or your neighbors throughout the evening. Realize that we have a lot of seniors living in the town, Fairmount Heights, and it is unfair to them. And that's based all. And for this period, we have issued $28,250 in citation, and we've collected from building permits and citations, $2,068.52. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Pinckney. Council, do you have any questions?
Can we go back down to the bottom, please?
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, to the noise part. Yeah, unlawful person to make it. Okay. Okay, I'm okay. Okay. I just asked to go back because I think it's the latter part. Where it states that it's what it does. Annoys, disturbances, injures or endangers the comfort, response, repose. Okay. Right here, where it says, please remember that our neighbors are mixed cultures. Get that part.
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone listens to the same music, and we don't. We don't. Okay. When you play music or have gatherings on the outside of your home, your neighbors should not be forced to listen to. I got a problem with that part right there. Because when you say, please remember that our neighborhood is a mixture of different cultures. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go back down and say, please remember. And then it's kind of sort of like you're saying that we're different cultures, but then when you have gatherings, and you play music outside instead of in your home, anybody that doesn't listen to the type of music that you listen to shouldn't have to listen to it. It's kind of sort of
You talk about the volume.
huh?
Talk about the volume, not the
Okay,
music.
so so I get that part. So let me go to the volume part because I think the charter says at a certain time,
Right.
at a certain time. So I think the charter says that we're allowed to play music up to a certain time. And that's it, that's all. It doesn't matter the type of music, um, or the culture, it's a certain time. And so as long as they're not violating, and I'm not contradicting or not disputing anything that you have, Mr. Pink, but I just want to make sure that we implement this the right way.
Mhm.
Because if I remember, it says up to a certain time, not the type of music. And I just want to make sure that we don't pigeonhole ourselves with saying that and there is a mixture of cultures here,
Mhm.
but then we are saying that instead of being what is the
Noise, a violation of noise
Yeah.
complaint. So a violation of noise time, something
yeah,
like
or
that.
time, yeah.
Being compliant with the
As a senior,
respective
and then we go
times.
down to the senior part, realize that we have a lot of seniors here. Look at the population. We have a lot of seniors here. Look at the population before you say we have a lot because the seniors are less than
Mhm.
the majority of the population. And I am one. That's why I'm just saying this kind of sort of
Mhm.
definitively and asking questions because I am one and I listen to all music. And I particularly like Afro beats.
Go ahead, Ms. Waiters. Councilwoman
So
Waiters.
And
um
if I can piggyback off that same thing when you're done.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, were you done?
I'm
Sorry.
done. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
done. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
done.
I had that
Councilwoman
very, I was
Fairmount.
going to ask about this same very portion. Now, I know that this is just a friendly reminder here, but my question one would be, is this something that we want to use as a guideline for reminder? I'm gonna be a little more blunt than Ms. Waiters. It sounds very racy to me. Um, I think that the focus should be being compliant with whatever the charter says, making sure that we are not playing music beyond the times that is against the law, and that's just it. It doesn't matter your age group, the type of music that's being played. It doesn't matter if it irritates the soul out of the neighbor beside them. Like the rules are what the rules are, and we just need to make sure that people are being mindful, but doing what's allowed within, the law. And then if there's a certain level of noise, then we state what that is. And then if there's not, is that something we should be considering, not just the time frame, but how loud, something can be, because it can be disturbing the neighbor on the side. So I think we just gotta look at it holistically, to make sure while we're covering or trying to help people that this may be a nuance to, we're also not depriving anyone else from celebrating in any way that they would, want to see fit, because they're homeowners and they're paying their tax dollars just like everyone else. So I think we have to be very careful about what the points are. And that's all I have on it.
Accepted. I accept that.
Those are all great points. Thank you, Council. Anybody else want to chime in? Okay, thank you
Sad
for your,
for
oh, no, no problem. Thank you for your report, Mr.
Mhm.
Pinckney. All right, Madam Clerk, the agenda, please. The next person is Public Works, Mr. Cradle.
Good evening, everyone, Mayor, Council. This is my Public Works report for April and early June. Street signs. In previous meetings, we discussed the possibility of replacing street signs throughout the town. As reviewing the current conditions, we found that the majority of the existing street signs still meet standard specifications. However, there are several locations where street names and signs are missing or have been removed, like especially in the intersections. So Public Works will focus on identifying and replacing missing street name signs rather than conducting a full town wide sign replacement project. And we talked about that in the past, and I think it's like a bit much. I think we just should just stay standard and replace the missing signs that are throughout the town. Um,
I'm gonna chime in, Mr. Cradle. Can we
mhm.
please get the cost estimate to replace all the signs?
Okay.
Because most of those signs are old, they're faded, they're falling over. I would like a quote, get the three required quotes to replace all of the street signs.
So we're going to use a outside vendor to replace.
So, Mr. Cradle, Mayor, we'll circle back with you. We did start this process, and based upon the numbers that Mr. Cradle had already given me and the information that we received, that was the reason I asked him to pivot and to do the ones that are where you can't read them, because we're going to need to use our highway user funds in order to replace all of the signs. Because the signs, the some of the new signs will not fit on the poles that we have just because of the fittings. So we'd have to replace in some areas, we'd have to replace the poles as well. So that's why I asked him to pivot. But yes, we will come back with the cost to replace everything throughout the town. But in the meantime, I do think we need to at least put the signs up for the streets that we can't see the names on. Definitely
I
at the
agree with that.
intersections that we can't see the names.
Yeah.
I do agree with that process, but ultimately I would like for all the signs to be replaced.
We will come back with all that information, and then we can speak and talk about it. And if you want to phase it in, we can talk about how you want to do it. But we will come back with that.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
hmm
Okay. So street line markings. Public Works staff has completed repainting the stop line markings on the small side of the town and is currently working on the larger side of the town. Weather permitting, the project should be completed by the end of this month. Tree vendor assessment in the alleys, the second phase. So Monday, May the 19th, 2026, our tree vendor visited the town to inspect trees in the remaining alleyways. We're currently awaiting a written assessment and cost proposal regarding tree and debris removal, pruning of the larger trees, alley cleaning and grading. And that project is scheduled to begin next month, mid-June. Bulk trash collection. So we just had a bulk trash collection today. Um, However, several unacceptable items were left behind, including glass, paint cans, and uncovered mattresses. Some items were not collected because they exceeded the 5 item limit. But for the most part, everything was collected except the mattresses, and we had an extremely large dump of bulk that we took what we could, and the things that were unacceptable we left. So Public Works would like to remind residents to please follow the bulk trash collection guidelines and remain within the allowable item limit during future bulk pickup events. So I just want to let everybody know that the landfill is getting a lot more strict with the things that we can dump, and they're watching, and things that are unacceptable by the county. If they catch us dumping it anyway and disregarding the rules, they're going to ban whoever just does what they want to do. And I don't want to get banned, so that's why we're kind of getting more strict on the things that we are collecting. The senior lawn care program will continue to assist senior residents who may have difficulty maintaining their yards. So the application deadline has been reached, and services are scheduled to begin the first week of next month. And that concludes my report.
Mr. Cradle, will you be working with code enforcement to notify those residents that put out the wrong items or put out more than their allotted amount to
Absolutely.
um
So me and Mr. Pinkney today have already we went out after bulk was over, and um we put notes on the residents that had the uncovered mattresses. They did get notified, and I did have a resident that called me today, and she said that she'll wrap her mattress. She didn't understand why we didn't pick it up. I explained it to her, and she said she'll have it wrapped, and I assured her that we'll pick it up. We're just gonna pick it up Friday as long as it's wrapped.
okay. And my follow-up question is, if those residents want to pay to have those additional things. Well, okay, well, let me rephrase that because you said some of the items are prohibited by the dump, right?
It's well, when I say prohibited, it shouldn't go with the waste. So they had different sections. The county has different sections. They have places for tires. They have a different section for like construction materials, but that's a different fee and it's a different load. So we just can't put everything together. So yeah, they can pay for us to dump to get certain items, and we'll get those particular items and take them where they belong. But we just can't put it all together.
Okay, so in theory, if they had, say, a glass table, you can still pick it up, but it will be a charge to that resident because maybe they're over their 5 limit, or it has to be placed in a separate part
Separate.
of the, yeah, for
Yeah, it
dump.
has to be picked up separately.
Okay. All right. So can we make sure that Public Works and code enforcement works together to make sure these people get notification that those items will either they exceed the limit or they're prohibited? What about prohibited items then? Like construction material, car batteries.
That's prohibited. Paint. They won't allow us to. We can't dump paint. Um, Batteries. Um, Gas containers. Lawnmowers like that have motors with gas. We can't. They don't want that at all.
Okay. All right. So I guess my follow-up question is, or my last question. So we can invoice them. When does Public Works and Code Enforcement want to start with the enforcement? When is the drop dead date for residents to either have that stuff invoiced to be picked up or off the front of their homes?
Mr. Pinkney, you want to chime in on that?
I would say 72 hours.
On what date? Meaning we did bulk trash on the
Hey,
20th.
Starting tomorrow, I would think. Right, Mr.
they
Pinkney?
can't make arrangements in one day.
So due to the holiday, why don't we give them through the end of next week to get it up, and then the following week, first part of June, they should have everything taken care of.
A week
Okay.
to put it back in their house?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I
I'm
had
just
it.
saying, I mean, I don't know. I'm just because it's tomorrow be Thursday, and it's a holiday week, and some people may be,
Mm.
but I don't know. I just was trying
I,
to
I
think
Well,
about
just
that.
don't
for the
want
most
that.
part,
For
the only
the
thing that's left in
enforcement.
the town, I did rounds after bulk collection. The only thing that's left are uncovered mattresses, and we have one resident that it was a lot of stuff, and we took the stuff we could, and we left the rest. But other than that, the town is clear.
Okay.
So if they can just come to the town hall and pick up, I don't know, Miss Russell, is it a fee for the mattress covers? Because we have them.
Yes, there's a fee for the mattress covers.
Yes, it is.
And then we can just pick it up. If they can come get the mattress cover their mattress, and if they can do that, we can have this stuff picked up by Friday.
I
Question for
do want
you.
to say that me and Miss Hodge sold out of all of the mattress covers that we had that we were selling to citizens. So we have been advising them to go elsewhere and providing them with options because we didn't have any more. We sold out of all of them.
Oh,
Right.
So they can
Amazon,
they can get them from Home Depot. They can get them from
Amazon.
Amazon. They can get them from U-Haul. And then what we'll do is we will replenish our supply
Mm-hmm.
to make it convenient. But we
absolutely.
just did it to make it convenient for residents. So we'll replenish our supply, but they can go if we inform them that they need to go cover that mattress. And we'll pick it up by Friday or Tuesday at the latest, right? We can pick it up by Tuesday if they
We can
get it
pick it up
covered.
Tuesday. I
Mr.
mean, we can just make the deadline after the holidays, if that's fair enough to have their mattress covered, and we can pick it up on by Tuesday's trash run.
Okay.
Mr.
What I
My
Carter,
don't.
question from the mayor with the enforcement portion of it
Mhm.
is 72 hours from the date of the violation itself. with something like that, and you were talking about how is code enforcement and public works going to work that out or whatever, and Mr. Cradle asked Mr. Pinky to chime in. I think 72 hours is fair, man.
Okay. What I don't want is for people, um, what I don't want is for people to leave that stuff in front of their homes for an extended period of time. It does not make the community look clean and tidy. So I just want to make sure we stay on top of it, and code enforcement and public works work together to make sure we don't have stuff sitting out for an extended period of time.
Can I just ask a question? The items that the landfill will not accept, Mr. Cradle, um, do we know where those items can be disposed of? Should we maybe put that on our website so people will know where to dispose of lawnmowers and paint and batteries and tires? Should we list that information maybe?
We should. I'll look into it tomorrow, and then I can put something together so they can have that information.
Okay, so then that way they don't put it out. And if they put it out, they know that we're going to leave it and they have to, dispose of it. But maybe we should tell them
Right.
where they can dispose of it.
Okay.
Mr. Pinckney was trying to say something.
Go ahead, Mr. Pinckney.
Yeah, I want to ask Mr. Cradle. I had my neighbor across the street. They put out 2 mattresses today. And when I came home, they were still out there. So I told him that since they weren't covered, and it was going to rain, my suggestion would he put them in the back of his house, and he did. But are you saying that if he got mattress covers, you come back and pick
We'll
those
come back.
up?
Yeah, we'll come back and get it. In all fairness, we'll come back and get it.
And another thing, as far as getting rid of paint, there's a place on 450 and Route, was it 301? Is in right before you get ready to go, before you go to Crofton, but they take a lot of paint. It takes a lot of chemicals. But it's right there on the end of 450, going
Okay.
coming into
Okay.
by the Bills
Mr.
Funeral.
Pinckney,
Yeah.
Mr. Pinckney, let's confirm that information before we put
Okay.
it out publicly.
Okay.
Just
Very
follow up tomorrow and find out if they still accept it, and then provide Ms. Russell with that information.
okay.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Cradle, does that conclude your report?
That concludes my report.
Did anyone
Question.
else have any questions before I
Uh,
go ahead,
question
Councilman
slash
Wade?
inquiry. I think it's more of an inquiry, and it's maybe from Mr. Cradle, but then more so for Ms. Walker about the signs for disability, installation of those while we are doing the other sign, the street signs.
Yes.
That's still a pending budgetary item. I mean, where are we with
So
that?
it was my understanding that people had to request so we would know how many signs. And
Okay,
so, excuse me, the cost of those signs is about the same as based upon the ones that I looked at. It's about the same as the street signs. So depending upon how many we have to, not have to, how many we are requested to get. I have a soft amount in the budget of $1,000. It won't take us that much, I don't think, but at least that's a soft amount just in case. Um, Once we get a couple signs, we have another request or additional request, and we'll have some money allocated for that. And those signs will obviously be installed with the same process that we use for the current signs to be installed.
okay,
Okay,
can
so
Because
we,
the
go ahead.
poles will be some of the poles. Some of the designs are a little different than the poles that we have, but those poles are not cost prohibitive.
all
Okay,
right,
I'm
so
sorry.
we need to publicize it, I guess, to
Yeah,
see if we got any interested families in the community that would like signs placed near their homes.
okay.
Yes.
I guess that's the next step.
Is that like a registration form?
Yeah, I guess you'll have to work with Miss Russell to create one.
Okay,
And then it has to be posted all over social media and our webpage for people to sign up for it.
okay.
All right. Are there any other
Yeah,
questions
I,
for?
I was thinking, Mr. Criddle, have you ever thought about doing the bulk trash pickup on a 2-week basis for people that might miss out on the first week, then they have the second week to catch up on, if they have any, sometimes the date wasn't convenient for them. So I was just thinking, have you ever thought about doing it in a 2-week period?
I don't have a problem with it. Maybe we put that on the table and discuss it later if that's something that mayor and council want to put out there for us to do.
On a 2-week basis?
Yeah,
But,
1 day each week.
but we're doing free pickups. We can only do free pickup when the county allows us to do the free pickup. You talking about the free pickup or the ones where for the paid we do all the time, but the free pickup, they
Yeah, the
only
free
allow
one.
us a certain number. They only allow us to do that certain times, a certain number of times a year. So if we do it back to back, then we're going to use up our, I think we're going to get 2 or 3 throughout the year.
Like today,
Okay.
we only got 2, and we did 2.
But the
Okay.
free days, we only have 2.
Right.
2.
Can't do
Okay.
them back.
2
We
per
can't keep
year.
doing them, yeah, because we'll run out. We won't have any more to do in the later part of the year.
Okay.
We do
All
it
right. It
twice a
makes
year
sense.
for free, typically around May and October.
Okay. I wasn't aware of the limits on that.
All right.
And I got a question. I just wanted to ask Mr. Cradle about comparison because I know last pickup we had kind of got it out late versus this time we had everything out early. Would you say that there was a bigger participation in this time around, or do you feel like not so much?
Um,
About the same?
about the same or maybe even less.
Okay.
Um, I just want to ask the residents if, because I noticed on the fly and I caught it at the last minute. Last year, we told the residents to have everything out by the date of the pickup, the morning of. But this time we said have it out the night before
Mm-hmm.
before in the end
Mm-hmm.
of day, the day before. I think that's better because with that bulk pickup, it's a lot of work. It's heavy stuff. Like today, it was 90 degrees outside. I just want to ask if we can just keep it that way. Everybody have it out before the end of day, the day, before the
Mm-hmm.
day
The
we
evening
start.
before.
So we can get out there early, get that stuff out and gone and get it over with.
It's probably more helpful to the residents too, so they're not
Yeah.
trying to scrounge up in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. If there are no other questions, and you said that does conclude your report, Mr. Cradle.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, next agenda item, Town Manager, Ms. Arumi.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good evening, Mayor, Council, colleagues, and citizens. I'm going to present my report for the period ending April 30th with an overlap of some important and exciting things that have happened up through mid-May. So let me start with the insurance, and I'm referring to the local government, a legit insurance trust. Our current insurance policy expires in June. Ms. Russell, you have pull up my report, please. I don't have it with me, so if you pull up my report, I would appreciate that.
It's already on the screen.
Okay, perfect. So your insurance expires June 30th, 2026. I sent out an email and talked to some of you. Please provide me with a list with vendor numbers of all operable vehicles that should be insured. In addition to all pieces of equipment, I think it's the Kubota, anything that operates with a motor, please include that. Because if there's an incident involving pieces of that equipment, we want to make certain that it's covered in the insurance. Okay, I'm going to now go to the Redevelopment Authority. Mr. Pinckney included a lot of the activity. Mr. Pinckney and I have been meeting with Ms. Patricia Omondi of the Redevelopment Authority. We have been meeting weekly at our April 5th pre-work session. Mrs. Omondi and the executive director for the redevelopment, Mr. Paylor, was present, and he pledged support for the town of Fairmount Heights. So, as of this report, the Redevelopment Authority has received $240,000 grant on behalf of the town of Fairmount Heights. These funds need to be, I think used in a 3-year period. And these funds will be used to look at ways to develop the 4.4 acres of vacant lots. And there's more detail in my report. So I have a question to put before the council. The Economic and Community Development Committee, it's been said that this committee should be involving the mayor and the council. I guess my question to you is, how do we go about having a committee, an Economic Community Development Committee made up of the mayor and council without making that an official meeting? You may not have to answer me that tonight, but let's think about that, because there are some important things that are coming up that I would like to present to the Economic and Community Development Committee. The update on the net zero housing, my reports are getting shorter. That's because this project is almost coming to an end. Five of the houses have been sold. We still have one that's on the market, and they have also including the solar panels. And four of the solar panels, I think five of the solar panels, four have been connected, and one is pending because of the occupancy of the house. So pretty soon we'll have all of that done. One important update is the update on the Good Art Store. I'm happy to announce that on June 28th, 2026 at 11 a.m., the Good Art Store will have their ribbon cutting. And I know a lot of you may not be available, but I'm inviting the citizens as well to come out. This is first for our town to have a Good Art Store where citizens will be able to come in to shop. The guidelines, I will have to get back to you with the guidelines, because the guidelines are set up by the library, and is set up by Councilman Sheila Adams' office. But I'm still inviting you, and we'll get something out hopefully tomorrow as soon as possible, inviting you to the Good Art Store celebration. Also, I want to mention that we did the kickoff meeting for the Chesapeake Bay Alliance. A $5,000 stipend has been offered. And I made a correction in my report, because initially they had to say from Bowie University. Now the $5,000 stipend is being offered to a Morgan State University student. And I've asked to the Alliance, Mr. Mike Huntinghagen, the Alliance, if they and the student could meet with the council at their June meeting. I'm not so sure we'll be probably at the regular meeting, but I'll get with Mrs. Russell so we can get them on the agenda. I'm excited about that. The student selected, and these are graduate students, for his final project. The student will provide a written report, and we'll be looking at policy items and looking at ways that the town of Fairmount Heights can develop some concrete policies that relate to both code enforcement and assist my office as we review policies and move on. Also, back to grants. I'm looking for a grant or funding to make facade improvements such as gutters, broken steps, broken fence. I see a lot of houses with other missing pieces of the fence, missing gates. So we can as we move forward with new housing, new development, we would like to bring our neighbors along to make needed repairs to their home. So I am looking for funding. So just a heads up to the mayor and council to let you know that I'm looking for funding for this. And I think I've mentioned that our next Green Team meeting is 5/28/26 at 7:00 p.m. This is a very important meeting. I invite the citizens and I invite the mayor and council. We have a special guest who's going to come out to talk to us about extreme drought conditions. I hear Mr. Cradle and everybody talking about the trees and the lawns. One of the problems that we all face is that our area is experiencing an extreme drought. As I drive on the Beltway, Parkway, and other areas, I see trees down. That's because the ground is so dry, the roots are not anchored. And so she's going to come out to talk to us about drought conditions and how we survive during drought conditions. I think that basically includes the important things that I want to talk about. My report is available, and I'm always available for any added discussions on some of the things I've included in the report and not talked about tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Rumi. Does anybody on the council have any questions? All right, thank you for your report. Ms. Walker, Town Treasurer.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Share my screen. Can you all see? Oh, okay. Ms. Russell, you're sharing for me. Thank you. All righty. So, as you know, next month we will be approving our fiscal year 2027 budget. Mayor and Council, I want to thank you for the work that you've done, information that you all have provided thus far. Just want to go through, which is still a draft because there are still some areas that we need to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is property taxes. As Mayor and Council, you're aware, most citizens, you are aware, the tax rate for fiscal year 27 remains the same as it has been, I believe now since 2022, 2023. The tax rate has been 43 cents. It has not increased and it will not increase for next year. But you say, why is there additional property tax revenue? There's additional property tax revenue because the assessed value of homes throughout the town has changed, as well as additional homes have been built and are continuing to be built. Mayor, I do just want to, I know you want me to be succinct, but I do want to just say a couple things. I have had a couple residents, I do thank you for the opportunity for some residents who have called and have come in to ask questions about your property taxes. As I always share, it's not appropriate for me to give tax information. However, I will share just some basic information that citizens have asked about. And so the assessed value of your properties are assessed every 3 years. As a homeowner, you do have the right to appeal the assessment of your property. The tax rate is based upon the assessed value of your property. Keep in mind that you have a rate from Prince George's County as well as a rate from the municipality. As residents, we all have the right to speak up about the rate from both, from the county as well as from the municipality. And so encourage everyone to take a look at the county's website, which they publish information about their rates as well as our rates. Just keep in mind that you are not double taxed. If there is a service that we provide, then you don't pay the county for that same service. If we don't provide that service at 100%, then you pay just a percentage of that service to the town. Some residents that have come in and spoke with me, I did share information that residents have asked about as far as help with your taxes. Please get take a look at the information they send out on a notice called Tax Fact. There are definitely discounts and credits is what they're actually called that we are all eligible for, but you need to know about them in order to take advantage of them. So you need to know about the homestead credit as well as the homeowner's tax credit. There's an elderly property tax credit, and then there's a veteran's exemption. All of these things have different guidelines, but I encourage you to read the brochure that's called Tax Facts, because that will give you information on some of the credits that you may be missing out on. That's the main thing I want to say about the taxes. Again, I just want to emphasize that the rate is the same, but when looking at even my own tax bill, the assessed value of my property changed, which meant my tax rate changed. So just want to share that information. Other than that, in the first section, there aren't that many changes, if any, right now that we know of. Some of our intergovernment rates we haven't gotten yet, so those may change between now and June. Keep in mind that our police aid changes throughout the year, as well as our highway user fees. As those two agencies make changes, they'll send changes to the municipality, and so those rates may change during the year. If there are significant changes, then we'll do amendments to the budget for that. As far as revised fees, we talked about doing revised fees. we have not revised fees for fiscal year 27. So all of the rates that we're using for fiscal year 26 will be applicable for 27. So for instance, the business license rates, the rental units, the rental unit license, vacant lot, vacant dwellings, the amounts that we charge for building hall rental, the amounts that we charge for bulk trash, all those things will remain the same for fiscal year 27. Ms. Russell, you can scroll down a little bit. Okay, so right here where we have Boys and Girls Club, just remind you that we do have a um, organization that would like to come in and talk to us about establishing a Boys and Girls Club in Fairmount Heights. Just leaving this as a placeholder, or as Ms. Wader says, and I like to say it too, we're going to put a pin in this. We can come back to it because that's something that we are definitely interested in. The lawn maintenance, I have that. It's not a fee. I just simply have that here because we do know that that will be a program that we're doing for a certain number of residents at no cost. But then there may be other things that come up that would be a cost. So I had that here just as something for us to have a conversation about if necessary. Two things that we talked about, but we did not put numbers to. So I just want to remind you, programming for the youth, particularly the youth council, and that really comes under the information that we have overall for our youth program. But we talked about having some additional funding for the youth as well as for our scholarships. So just want to keep that in the forefront of your mind between now and June to take a look at what money we may need to put in the budget for those two programs. Going down a little bit, Mayor, Ms. Russell. Okay, right here, our police department. Chief and I have not made changes that we are prepared to share with you right now, only because we're taking a look at the actual fees that we have received, in particular from the stop sign camera program. Speed and red light, we do have quotes for those, but we're not prepared, obviously, to make changes on that because we have not finalized the vendor. But the stop sign camera program, we do need to make changes to that. As far as the fees for impounds and fingerprinting, that does not change. We do have to get new equipment for live scan, and Chief is in the process of working with the vendor to get our new equipment and to get us reestablished with live scan. You can scroll down a little bit, Miss Russell. Keep going. Okay, stop right here. Web page hosting 5070. We are in the process of looking for a new website host because right now the cost to host our website is extremely expensive. And so we're looking at different options, and I believe that Jay has done a good job along with Ms. Russell and Ms. St. John to identify options for reducing the cost for our website. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get this done before the end of June, so that way we will not have to continue with the host that we currently have. If we do, 2027 will be our last year. As far as the account that you see that says professional fees consultant, we've had this in the budget for a while. I do believe that 2027 will be the year that we have the opportunity to actually work with a consultant to help with some of the projects that the mayor and council have already identified. There are a lot of things that the mayor and council have talked about that they want to do. And so bringing in a consultant to help with some of the funding and some of the programming will help to push these projects to the next level, as well as to help with some of the grants that are available that we have already been awarded and being able to move those to the next level. You can scroll down a little bit. Mr. Rumi just mentioned our legit insurance. So right here where we have workers' comp right there, where we have workers' comp, liability, auto, and property, we have not received any additional quotes, any revised quotes for 2027. If there are changes to those, they likely will come after the fiscal year starts. If they are significant, then we would have to amend the budget. In prior years, they have not been significant. Account 5210 retirement benefits, you'll see that that's changing for 2026 because we do have a couple additional staff members who will now be eligible for retirement. You can scroll down. The election right there. 2027, we will have an election as we did this year, but the cost for the election, we try to keep it within the cost that we have identified here. Next section, Mayor and Council. Okay, pause right here. This is, again, you all, the Department for the Mayor and Council. The amount that has been budgeted for programs, Mayor and Council, we just need to finalize this so that everything that you all have envisioned for next year, to ensure that we're capturing everything that you have envisioned for next year. One of the things Mr. Rumi just made mention of, capital improvements, economic development, those that is a committee that encompasses the entire mayor and council. It's not a committee that's chaired by one member of the mayor and council. So that information is going to come off of the budget, so that only the programs that we're actually funding through the budget will be represented on the budget for next year. So just want to make sure that we've captured everything that you all have planned, as well as part of what we'll share at the budget meeting will be the calendar that you all have put together, so that citizens can be aware of the programs that are and events that are happening for the upcoming year. 20743 Coalition. Once the budget is finalized, then we will insert the new amount for the 0.1% of the 2027 budget. That's the amount that will go in for 2027. So we can't put that amount in until we have the budget complete. Then we'll put it in, but it will be in time for the upcoming budget hearing. You can slide down some, Ms. Russell. Okay, right here. So keyless entry system, exterior lighting, and alley lighting. These are three projects that we are getting quotes for. They are listed here near building maintenance, only because the keyless entry system obviously will be a building maintenance, a building upgrade. The exterior lighting, that as well would be a building upgrade. The alley lighting, that's actually going to go under Public Works, because that would be lighting that we're using for outside. And so we're going to use some of our highway user funds for that. So that lighting I'm not as concerned about, because we do have significant highway user funds that we can use. It's the other two systems that we're trying to get the best quotes for. Chief and I have talked about the keyless entry system quite a bit, as well as he was a huge resource for the exterior solar lights. And so, Mayor, it's our goal to have everything finalized for these two by June, so that we can get them underway this summer. You can scroll down some. Okay, you can keep going. Public safety. You can pause right here. Chief Washington and I are still talking about some of the areas, some of the things that will be changing for 2027. He's doing a good job as far as keeping things as cost effective as he can. One of the things that will definitely be changing is 6151 firearms and weapons. The service weapons that we have right now are being retired. And this is not something that the chief is deciding to do. This is something that's being mandated by the state. Chief will probably share more information about this on his next report as he gets more information on it. But we are being proactive versus reactive, because the weapons are being taken out of service. And so we are getting quotes to replace all of the weapons. Right now, Mayor and Council, as I think I sent it to you in a previous message, we are looking to purchase 7 weapons. So it will be more than $2,500. It'll be more like $3,500 to purchase 7 weapons, because that will allow us to have weapons in case weapons taken out of service. So that is one of the things that will change for next year. You will also notice that you see tickets and violations. As you'll see under Public Works, you'll see under the police department. We are putting a line in so that we are being very transparent about the violations that are that pertain to police officers versus the violations that pertain to Public Works and other departments. Right now, the only departments that have vehicles is Public Works and Police Department. And I'll just sidebar here to say that, just for transparency, the policy had originally been that if anyone received a violation in a town vehicle, you had 10 days to pay the violation. If you had not paid it by 10 days, then it would come out of your paycheck. I put a proposal to the mayor and council that we change that so that the town will pay the violation as soon as it is received, and the funds will be withheld from the violator's next paycheck. This should eliminate any violations from doubling, and it should ensure that violations are paid on time. The only caveat to this is if an officer is contesting a ticket due to them being in an active pursuit or doing, the course of duty, they still have to provide verification that they have contested it, and they have to keep my office informed of the status of that, as well as the chief's office informed of the status of that contest, to ensure that the violation does not increase. If they do not win that violation favorably, then the same process will happen. The ticket will be paid and the funds will be withheld from the violator's check. Ms. Russell, you can scroll down a little bit. Okay, Public Works, you can pause right here. Public Works, this is one department that I can't say enough about how much they are doing and how much they're growing. Mr. Cradle has done a really good job as far as communicating about the workload for the town, for the Public Works Department. Town maintenance, which includes the Pocket Park, the Net Zero Pocket Park, the Market Circle Alley, all of the alleys, Veterans Monument, the 4.4 acres, county-owned lots and town-owned lots. Why am I bringing this to your attention? I'm bringing this to your attention because 2027, we had said we would look at, do we need any additional staff? We need additional staff in the Public Works Department. And it's mainly because as the town continues to grow and we continue to maintain the town, we need more staff to be able to maintain the town. In the winter, I don't think we could say enough about what an amazing job Public Works did during the winter. As the town grows, we have more that we have to maintain. We have more sidewalks to maintain. We have more streets to maintain. So we're not adding streets, we're not adding sidewalks. So we have more that we have to maintain. And so we need space to do. We need residents staff to help us do that, so that residents can live comfortably. And so, Mr. Cradle and I do believe that adding one person would make a difference. And we're going to try to do that within the same salary that we have for next year. If we have to make a change, Mayor and Council will come back to you later on. But right now, we're really hoping that we can do it within the salary that we have set. Community trash cans. We just need to know.
I have a question. Is this going to be a full-time Public Works person or part-time?
Right now, it's going to be part-time, only
Okay.
because the bulk of the work is in the summer. That's why I said we have a lot more that we have to maintain. It's not for snow. It's really for the summertime. We have a lot more to maintain. The only reason I hesitated when I said that is because Mr. Craig and I were looking at how long, though, the growing season is. So they start as early as March, and last year they didn't really end until October, almost November, of still maintaining things. But it will be a part-time person.
So is it part-time or seasonal?
It's part-time because we still might need that person during the winter. And there are things that Mr. Crater would need that person to do during the winter, but they would not be full-time. We can't justify a full-time person right now. But we can't say that we just need them for the summer. And then you see that we have this is the trash can program. Mayor, we just need to get a final decision on how we're going to roll this out and when we're going to roll it out, because we do need to put the cost of the trash cans in the budget, at least an estimate based upon the number of people that we kind of say that, phase one, how many people will we provide trash cans for. And then the signs, we've already talked about the signs in previously in this meeting. And you can go down just a little bit, Ms. Russell. Okay. We have no plans right now as far as any additional vehicles that we need. We're just making sure that we are maintaining the vehicles that we have. However, I will point out we do have to take a look at the trash truck. We've had the trash truck now for over 7 years, and the hydraulics and all those systems that cause the trash truck to do what it does. We take a look at those systems, as well as we talked about bulk trash and having a vehicle that will allow us to really be able to handle bulk trash. So It's something that Mr. Credo had to press pause on because we just have so much going on. But that is something that I do want to at least address in 2027 to look ahead to 2028. And so that would be the budget for 2027. And our budget hearing is set for next month, the same day as the town meeting. So prior to that, Mayor and Council, I do need to have your final information, as well as Mr. Cradle and Chief. I need to have your final information from your departments, and we'll be prepared to discuss this one more time at the pre-work session, and then you all will finish it up at your work session. I think those are the main things that I want to share for tonight because it is 9 o'clock. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you. Did anyone have any questions for our treasurer? Thank you, Mrs. Walker. Mayor and council reports. I don't have any report for myself this month. I would like to call, we're gonna go in a different order. Councilman Oscar? We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Okay.
No, I said I saw Memorial Day event highlighted on the agenda. And if I go back on that until, because that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about.
You can go ahead and talk about it now.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, for the event, we really want to make this an opportunity to honor the veterans of the community and the town of Fairmount Heights and surrounding community. And we really want to appeal for them to come out on that particular day, on Memorial Day, because we really try to make something special of this day for them. We will really put in some effort into it. And I know we have tried to target a lot of the local veterans, but in addition to that, we also consider the veterans and their families in surrounding communities like St. Pleasant and any other close towns that feel free to come and participate. The day will start, of course, we have the usual start with the laying of the wreath by the American Legions at 9:30 at the the Veterans Monument. And then shortly after that, we want to proceed to the town hall, to the town building, where, we'll have brunch being served to the veterans to further recognize and to show appreciation to them. Of course, the veterans can come with their family members, so everyone is really invited. It's not just the veterans that we want to celebrate, but we want to celebrate the veterans and their family. We're really putting a lot of effort into this and to make this event a very special day for the veterans and their families. We have a very delectable menu of food, and to ensure that everyone is fed, everyone in attendance is well fed, of course, and so that everyone can have a really joyous time. So again, I'm appealing to the public to please come out and participate in this event. This is our first time we're really doing it, and we want to show that we appreciate the veterans and to celebrate them. So if we can get a good turnout, that would be very encouraging. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say to the community today.
All right. Okay. Any questions for Councilman Oscar? Thank you. I will be there to support for both events, the wreath laying as well as the
Right. And if anybody have any questions, my information is really on the flyer. So, if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to entertain any questions that you have.
Thank you, Councilman Oscar. Re-elect Councilwoman Waiters.
That sounds real good. I basically have been attending various different events around, I would say the county, but our district. Went to see Pleasant Day, attended, some other things in District Heights. What else did I have? Oh gosh, it was something that was very important. I don't know, you may have to come back to me, but I basically have been attending different events around the district, to make sure that we're informed. I was asked about the legislative decisions that were made, so I'll let you know you do that, Mayor, when you get them. I attended the JPC meeting. Councilmember St. John will probably give more information that I can give on that one, but we both were there. And I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything, other than some things that I've been working on for as we move forward in the new fiscal year, and outreach to the community. I do want to say this though, out of concern, not of embarrassment, but of concern. A lot of people didn't know about our election. Um, Still don't know about the election, and there is a question in the chat about it. So I'll wait until we get to the end. I think that's it, Madam Mayor, unless I remember something. But for the most part, I basically have been attending different things around the community to keep us informed about the legislation, different changes that are taking place, as well as the candidacy, that will change or may change and, represent us, after the election. And I want to remind the citizens that early voting starts 7th of June.
Okay. Thank you,
May
Council. Go ahead. You have a question?
I just wanted to, if it's okay, Ms. Waiters, I do hear what you're saying about the election. I just wanted to share a little information as far as notification. Is that okay, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay. So the election notice went in the paper on February 24th, as well as on March 27th. It was on social media as well as the website on March 5th, and it's still on the website. The candidacy deadline information and the petition was on April 20th. It had to be in by April 20th. Information about that was announced as well. And the election results are still posted on the town's website, as well as even though we said we were not going to do this, Public Works disseminated information throughout the community on March 2nd for the election. So I'm not negating anything that you've said, nor trying to, make anything combative. But I think what would be good would be to just continue to do the things that we're doing, maybe even on a bigger scale. But the information did start as early as February, and even before that, conversations, I believe, if the minutes were in January, was discussed. So not sure how we can communicate with the citizens. I know we're having this challenge with almost everything, as Councilmember Oscar was just encouraging everyone to come out for Memorial Day, and Chief has been encouraging people to come out to other events. We just have to continue to encourage citizens to really know. But Ms. Russell did an amazing job along with the election board to make sure that information was getting out.
Mhm.
I guess the election board will probably share, maybe officially, they may want to come in and speak about the election results, but the election results have been on the website since the election was held.
Okay.
And this was Ms. Russell's first year, and so I did from the back try to help as much as possible, and then election board as well. But those are the dates, just so that in case you weren't aware, that's information
Um,
that.
so I didn't mention it because I have a problem. This is feedback that I received from citizens. So while they're on the maybe joining us, or maybe, while it's being recorded per their inquiry to, me
Yes, no, and
publicly. Um,
fine. I don't. Again, we welcome all questions,
yeah.
and I think you know that. I just wanted to share that though, just in case there's anybody who didn't know that information. They could be made aware of it. But we can always, 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 always continue to try to improve in all areas.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I just wanted to share that, Mayor. Thank you for allowing me those few minutes.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman St. John?
All right, good evening to everyone. I'm gonna try not to cough during my session. I think I'm getting sick or it's allergies. But my report for the month, I guess I will go ahead and start with the Till 743 Coalition. I did attend the meeting late, so I didn't get all of the information, but key points to put out the main purpose of this particular meeting was to continue what we've already been mentioning to you about one of our first projects that is going under our storytelling umbrella. What the Till 743 Coalition is trying to work on right now is the arts project first. So the PAMC, which is it's the Planning Association of Municipalities and Communities. Think I got that right. We had that team on board, and what's happening is they presented a presentation to us. We also had Brittany. Everybody should know Brittany from what's the food thing? I can't think of it. We got List DC, and then we got the food. What's it called, y'all?
Capital Market.
Capital Market. There we go. Brittany from Capital Market. Also walked through like 6 components of everything. So I did send over to mayor and council a document. And I'm going to follow up with another document. 2 important things that we'll be discussing in work session. The first thing is the application. So the application is something that all 3 municipalities are doing as one, as the 20743 Coalition. When I send the application, because I haven't seen it yet, we're just looking that over, make sure there isn't any call outs. Everybody agrees with the verbiage. We need to have that done by May 26th. In addition, what I have already sent out to everyone is a letter of recommendation. That's not the word I want. What's the word I want? Waiters. We want a letter of
Support.
a letter of support. There you go. So, with this letter of support, they are strongly asking because JPC members are the submitters. While we can be also supporters, they are looking to have the mayor specifically be have a letter of support. Now, they'd like to have all 3 for all 3 municipalities, but they are comfortable with having at least 2 mayors from the 3 municipalities having a letter of support. So the letter of support is something that I have sent already. Of course, myself will be submitting a letter of support. And they basically are just asking, they would like to get 3 per municipality, and then they would like to get at least 2 of the 3 mayors to sign off on that. So you guys can take a look at that. Once we have the letters for support, the application will officially go in. And basically what we're doing is we're asking for this team to basically come in and support us. They'd be leading pretty much the organization, some of the monetary costs that's going into this. We kind of talked about what we're looking to do is have something from all 3 municipalities represented, especially in the Blue Line Corridor where everything is kind of being built now, and then something just in other areas. So like when you go through Seat Pleasant, you'll see something. You go through Capitol Heights, you go through Fairmount Heights, you'll see something that represents all 3 municipalities, and that is to include our official logo, which will be coming soon, a part of the works of that project. So all of those things are currently in the works now. So my ask would be, Mayor, if you can please try to look at that and see if within these 6 days you can get that done. If anything is crazy going on, just let us know, and I'll reach out to the team or waiters to see if we can buy some more time. But we'd be looking to do that by the 26th.
And this is the standard template?
Yep, it's the standard template. So you just fill in your name and then signature at the end. If anything looks weird on the verbiage or anything that you don't like, you can bring that to light so that they can make any recommended changes. So same thing is being asked of the other municipalities as well.
Okay, so let me have I'll take care of it tomorrow. I'll look at it.
Okay. Yep. And it was already, I emailed it to the letter of support. I did email that to everyone. And then I'll be sending out the application. I'll do that right after I finish my report. Um, In addition to that, you guys know I have been speaking on the program fitness plan that is coming for any residents, even staff, anybody that is on the line. Please, during public comment, if you have any feedback, please. Oh, sorry, my thumb is all in my face. Please let us know if you guys are a fan of the fitness program, if there are any dates or times that you guys suggest where you think that people would be more inclined to join or be able to participate. I did speak with both Ms. Jalea and Kia Hunter from both of these programs. I did meet with Ms. Jalea to kind of let her know that we may be going in another direction as we've kind of spoken the last work sessions. It does seem like the Gladiator Fitness program would be more beneficial as it is giving us more sessions and opportunity for less of the cost. And then I met with Miss Kenya Hunter to get pretty much her schedule. So she did provide that to me and is willing to be very accommodating as far as weekday evenings. Not to exceed 7 p.m. would be the latest class if we did a weekday at 7 p.m. Saturday mornings, nothing later than 10 a.m. So I do have a schedule that we can easily fit into play. She did have a recommendation saying with the organization, because I know we talked about kind of doing a 90 days, see where it goes from there. She did recommend the latter of the session, basically stating that doing the 3 sessions would give residents more time to adapt to the thing. So like when we meet the next time, we're not kind of starting back from scratch. They're remembering to frequency. So that was her recommendation. Still cheaper than the other young lady if we do go with the full sessions of the 3 per month instead of 2. And then we also had the young lady from the golf. I can't remember her name, but the golf sessions. Anybody got that young lady's name right now? I can't think of it right now, but
Benedict?
yes, we do want to be able to work that in for our programs for this summer as well. So she gave her presentation, and we were able to hear from her. So I think we need to follow up, though, kind of. There was one thing that I know we were asking a question about in regards to
Whether or not,
the residents
right.
versus the overall community. So if no one I can task myself with that so we can report back on that. And then in addition, I will partner with Oscar. I meant to do it yesterday, Oscar. Sorry, but either and it's going to be late after this meeting, but we can get together tomorrow morning if you have some
Yeah,
time so
yeah,
we can
no, no
discuss the
problem, no
decor.
problem, no problem.
So I'll help him with that. So I've already worked. Yes, Miss Tyra Bennett. So I was able to just figure out what the decor would be, what I can do on that short notice. So I'll get with you with that. But I have been working on that. And then our national holiday calendar is almost finalized. So I will be able to get that information over to you guys. And then lastly, just working on the budget for my part to submit to you, Susan. So that'll conclude all the things I've been working on for the month.
Okay, Councilwoman St. John, what is today's national holiday?
Oh yeah, and that's so funny because I knew you were going to ask me that, and I had it up, and then I left it down because it was kind of weird. Today is the 20th. It is home National. Oh, Rescue Dog Day. Interesting.
Okay.
It is National Rescue Dog Day. I do not plan on rescuing any dogs today. We'll have to save that for next time. But yes, so that calendar is almost done. And then, I was already done. Yep, that will conclude my report, unless you guys got any questions.
Uh, does anybody have any questions?
No, but I'd like to add National Dog Day. There was this weekend there was like for a very cheap price uh
Vaccinate.
yes.
Shot for the dogs. Yep.
Yes, and
Oh
registration.
yeah, I heard of that.
Huh?
I said, yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah, so if you missed it on this weekend, it was on the 17th. They're gonna do it again in July. So I'll try to get the information for you.
Okay. Thank you, Councilwoman Waiters. All right, what's the next agenda item?
Did Councilmember Oscar give his report?
Yeah, he gave
Yep,
his
he
Yeah,
was
report.
first.
I got it in.
Oh, okay.
Madam Clerk, pull the agenda back up. Madam Clerk, pull the agenda back up for us, please.
I think next was unfinished business
I don't think we,
after the council reports. I thought it was unfinished business.
let me pull mine back up. Madam Clerk, are you there? Give me 1 second. I'm pulling my agenda up on my tablet. Okay, so we've already discussed Memorial Day event. We don't have anything under new business. Now we open it up to public comment. Is there anybody online that would like to say anything? Okay, doesn't sound like it. Let's move down to announcements. I have one
Oops,
announcement.
sorry, Mayor. I was trying to talk. I think we need to go over questions in the chat. I know we kind of addressed one, but
We
um,
we don't answer. Okay, let me just see what they are.
no, it's backwards. We do in town meeting and not in work session, right? Or am I backwards?
It's really public
Oh, you
comment.
said question. Yeah, I mean, well, comments. Are they questions or comments? I'm about to read them and see. Yeah, these are kind of comments. So please make the residents put the trash back in their homes. Okay, I think this was during Mr. Cradle's report. Public Works puts out flyers to the residents, so the residents need to put the stuff back into their homes and not have our streets look crazy or trashy.
Okay, who did that
Um,
come from? Who was that?
that was from Miss Jacqueline.
Okay.
And then, okay, this one's kind of a question which we kind of addressed in regards to the election from Miss Joyce. How many people ran this year on the election? And what was the number of votes that voted for Miss Waiters? And do we not have 7 people on the council anymore? So we did already say that all the information for the election is on the website.
Okay. Was that it?
Yep, that's it.
All right, so let's move down under announcements. I only have this one. County Council member Shayla Adams, I did forward this to you guys, is having oh, wait a minute, it just closed on me. Is having a coffee and conversation with community officials. It will be Saturday, May 23rd from 8 to 10. And she's asking that the council come and join us. Join this meeting. I will be there. If anybody else can go, it will be greatly appreciated. You do have the information in your email. Are there any more announcements?
Well, of course, just to reiterate that on Saturday there will be the Memorial Veterans Day
I thought that
brunch.
was Sunday.
Sunday, sorry, Sunday, Memorial Day brunch. Yes, so sorry. And then there is it is literally this Thursday, but the BLCC, which is the Blue Line Corridor Coalition or Coalition Corridor, sorry, um, we'll be having a meeting this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12. This one is going to be at the Gissamane United Methodist Church. They will be providing lunch. There is a agenda attached to the meeting invites. So you do have to RSVP. Oh, and today is the deadline for that RSVP, I believe. But that's all I got.
I had a question for you, St. John, but I'll ask you when I remember it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so if there are no other announcements, I'll accept the motion for adjournment.
I move we adjourn this meeting.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Good
All
night,
right.
everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. Get home safe.